Now let me move forward, and these are the four steps that we are going to talk through about as to how we are going to create this. Now, in the previous one, what you have done is this is the first step. What you have done is you created you found the natural breaks. You actually have all the positions. So these are the unique positions and their job evaluation score, and that's where you graded them. Now that's where you've identified, are there some people who are outliers, just like blue star and the green star? The green star, you find that the person is overgraded. If they look at the grading score, the job evaluation score, the person should be here. So that's another fitment that you actually check. The other thing you check is if the person here, possibly the person is undergraded. The person at this particular job evaluation score should be here, say for example. So that's where one of the reasons that the person is still in this job evaluation in this particular grade is that the person has stayed over in this grade for a longer period. And by virtue of being there for donkey years, 5, 7 years, the salary has actually increased and not gone into the promotion to the next level. And that's where this is where this anomaly is actually happening. So one is staying in the same brand uh, for a longer period and not getting there. So first step is actually have this grade. Now the second step is now you have all the base salary, all the job grades, and create the market pricing for each. And in some situations, you have higher job evaluation scores and may not claim to have been paid higher. Say, for example, if you are into the latest technology like Gen AI, or you have a little, or you are someone from actuarial science, if you are from the financial background, they are generally paid higher. Even at a lower salary, you are paid higher because that's where you do the market pricing. While the person may be at a lower grade, but the price is higher. So that's the second step that we actually follow, where we actually have these set of people there. Now, for such set of people, why is it higher? Because these are the niche role, and we say that, and these are the critical roles for the organization. The success of the organization is dependent on them, and that's where for all other positions, the organization said that I will keep the position at 50th percentile, as when I'm comparing with the external pricing. But these niche position of Gen AI and actuarial science and others, I will keep it 75th percentile. That means I will overpay. I'll pay really well. So there is a that possibility that will happen. Now I go to the next level. Now what I'll share is I've just shared the example. Suppose this is an example. These are the grades. These are the positions. I'm sure you would have worked on this kind of a example already in the previous slides. So these are the grades. These are the positions. We created them. Now what we did it. We said what is the market median. For some position it will be at 70th percentile. For some position it will be at 50th percentile. But we created this as the market median that we want to create. Okay. Now before I talk about the next, in the same example, what we will do next, let me first tell you the third step. The third step is actually find the midpoint. The same midpoint which I already shared with you in the previous slide. Let me share with you the midpoint. Now we have to identify the midpoint. The midpoint of these. Why midpoint? Because here, if you look at it, there are two positions in grade 2. What is the midpoint? There are 4 positions in the grade 3. So what is the midpoint of these 4 positions? What is the midpoint of 5 positions in grade 6? Now that's where the question is, what is the midpoint? The simple way of doing the midpoint is that you do the average of these two, average of these 3, 4, average of these two and others. If I do this average of these two, you'll find the anomaly. Between 394 to 400, the jump is 406 points. But from this grade to this grade, the jump is only 75 points. So there is a big anomaly. That means you can't do the draw average of the 5300 and 4800 average is 50-50 is not right. The average of 2320, 2300, 2800, 2500 is 2480 is not right because there is no consistency or there is no pattern to it. And that's where the raw average will not help. And that's where we go into the regression, coefficient of regression. We find the coefficient of regression, find what will be the regress progression. Do you know about what is this regress progression, coefficient of regression and others? Okay. Okay. While that's not the scope of the discussion, but still let me take you through and take a little while. But before I talk about it, let me help you understand what will it result into. Suppose raw average is not the right way of doing it. Regress progression it is. How and what it is, I will talk about it. Assume you know it. The result will be that this is you will get the midpoint. Sorry. This is how you get the midpoint for each grade. And from that midpoint, that's where you can draw the salary ranges, including the overlap, including the range, and and the midpoint progression. Everything can be calculated. That's where that's where it is important that to have a right midpoint, the right value of the midpoint. How to do the right value of the midpoint? Now I will explain. But before I explain, let me pause here. Just want to check you have absorbed it till now and it is not getting overwhelming for you. So I'm just pausing it. Anything you want to revisit? Any thoughts, questions? You're on mute.
Sorry, I just missed one thing, like we've calculated the raw average, I understand that,
Yeah.
sum it up and divide it by, the number of occurrences that we have.
Sure.
Why are we, calculating this regressed progression,
Progression.
and not, let's say, median or,
Got it. So look at it. 394
yeah,
is the market salary for these four averages of these for eight. As I move to the other, the market raw average is 800. So that means if anyone is getting promoted from here and the person is at 400, the person will automatically jump 100% in their competition.
Yeah.
But from brand 7, if I jump, then I go from 800 to 876. That means just a 10% increase. Is it fair? If that is the fair, if that will go, then no one will like to get promoted here. I will rather jump out into the organization and come back here and then get promoted here. So that means this is not the right value. So raw averages doesn't work. So that's where we want to say. And if that is the midpoint, then what the range will be 394, it will go to 800, 820, and maybe somewhere near below. From here, if you go up, it will go up to only 100, say maybe 900, and then it is 700. There is no correlation. So that's why we say what would be the right method. That's where I will take you through. Now for this, I have to actually take you through the modules of other course. This is not from this course, where this is actually spoken in length. I'm not going to cover everything, but I will show you a little bit so that it brings you a little clarity. The objective is to not to teach you everything, but to clarity. But before that, what is important is to understand what is coefficient of regression or what is regression. Okay. Now I will use various other examples to explain what is regression. And thereafter, I will come to this particular subject. Because till you have the concept ready, then it will be. Now the question that we have in our mind is, with the passage of time, the height increases from the childhood to adolescent. Am I right? So that means age and height has height is dependent on the age. But till 18 or 21 or whatever that age, then it gets stopped. Am I right? So that means height is dependent on the age. So there is a dependent variable, there is an independent variable. There is a dependency clearly established. This is clear? Now, similarly, as we grow plant, give them the fertilizer, give them the water, give them the sun and environment, the tree should grow. Now, ideally, yes. But does it grow like this? Not all plants grow like this. Now you see me on the screen. Now bamboo tree, if the passage of time, this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. With the passage of time, the bamboo tree should grow like this, but it doesn't grow linear. What does it show is it grows like this. So that means initially you keep on watering and do everything, but it doesn't grow. But at certain point of time, it start growing like really exponentially. Why is that so? Because the bamboo tree actually grows below the ground initially. Well, that's a science. Now, what is it related? Are these height of the bamboo tree with the passage of time dependent? Yes. Is it linear? No. It goes like initially goes like this and then goes exponential. How do we got to know? Because we actually say that statistically, are these two related with the passage of time? Is it related or not? This is the second example. Now, I want to actually have another example. I want to say what is the yield of this fertilizer on the crops. And I will say that I keep on putting some fertilizer on the crops and want to say whether there is a higher yield. I will keep recording the how much fertilizer I am giving, how much yield it is happening. And say it's not dependent. Then what I will do, I will increase the fertilizer. Then it is growing. Yes, now it is growing. This is how we'll say is fertilizer dependent, quantity of the fertilizer dependent upon the growth of the crop and how much is it. If it is not, then we'll say it is not dependent. So let's not use the fertilizer, use something else. Similarly, if scientists want to understand what is the effect of this particular molecule of pharmaceutical molecule on the control of blood pressure or the COVID vaccine, what is the they will do this statistical analysis and say, is this molecule and the quantum of the molecule that we are giving is stopping the BP or stopping the occurrence of that particular ailment? If it is not, or yes. So that means is one variable dependent upon the other. Am I with all these 4 5 examples, are you clear on coefficient of regression? In a very simple word. Now we want to understand that are these market salaries dependent? Whatever the grades that we have, whatever the salaries that we have, is it dependent on the job evaluation score or not? The consulting assignments I did, I took up their job evaluation scores, what we have done, and then mark their present salary into it, and then say it is not. So something is missing. And then we actually went ahead and did everything. So this is how we utilized in the job evaluation also, whether the salaries are dependent on the job evaluation score and how it is dependent. As the job evaluation scores are increasing, that means the worth of the job is increasing. Are the salaries also increasing? Or the salaries are going haywire, or it is not increasing. So that means the salaries are not dependent on the worth of the job. This is how we actually relate coefficient of regression. Are we good? Okay. Now let me share the same thing in a detailed working. Yeah, there you are. Can you see the slides? The Excel sheet? Yep. It's the same market median. the same raw averages. This is not from this particular module, not job evaluation. It's a different module. I'm picking up the same thing. If I see the progression from 394 to 800, it's 103 and so on and so forth. So that's where we are saying that it is not going to help. So that's where we say, let's do a exponential regression. With the same market data, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, and the average. With the same average, 85, 50, 50, 24, 80, 80, 95. 50, 24, 80, 80, 95. The same thing. Now we say that I want to find the exponential graph for this. This is the exponential graph. How I did it? See, there is a lot of steps into it. I'm just going very, very fast on this. We actually calculate the logarithm and others, but let me use the very simple method. You select that and insert the graph. Insert scatter graph. This happens scatter graph. Now add trend line. Yeah, and which one? Exponential. This is how exponential, and then R-square value and display this. Now this is how you create. This is where we actually now you will get the values. Now R-square is how much this is coefficient of regression. How much this is dependent on this. It is 97.54% or 0.97. This value should be minimum, should be more than 80 or more than 0.8. If it is more than 0.8, then it is dependent. Higher the value, higher the dependency. So if it is nearing 100, which is 97.5, which is 98, it is really dependent. Yep. So this is how we actually find this. And from here, we figure it out the value. What is the value for each? This is the midpoint value. This one. This is the midpoint value. This is the midpoint value for this one, not this one, this one. Here, this one. This is the one, the midpoint value. And this is where I go back, stop sharing, bring the slides back for me. Ikshita, please bring the slides back.
Yes.
And this is what we call as regressed value, which I was showing to you in the previous slide. I will share it with you. Is it overwhelming or is it manageable till now?
Manageable.
People who have joined a little later, your names are not displayed well. It's in your language. I can't understand it, but you're welcome. Please, please interrupt. Please let us know if I'm going fast. If you have any questions, do not hesitate. Feel free to ask questions. And I will be happy to take my speed a little slow. Now, this is how, if you look at it, you got the regress progression value. Now, I believe you would have understood. Now, from 406 to 611, it's a 50% increase. From 611 to 919, 50% increase. Again, 50%. So midpoint progression is happening at the rate level of 50%. Now, Anurag, you asked what is midpoint progression and why it is important. Now you would have understood possibly. You have your answer. And this is how midpoint progression happens. And now you create the salary range around midpoint.
Just one thing I wanted to ask. So after getting our midpoint progression, then we have to decide, what will be the, 10 and 20%, what we have to
Correct.
take.
First is to get the midpoint, not even the midpoint progression, midpoint, which automatically gives you midpoint progression.
Yeah,
First
yeah.
is to get the midpoint, then draw minimum maximum, because there is a possibility that you want to have a wider range here. Say only 10%, 15% in plus minus from the midpoint in grade one. But here you want to do 30% plus
Yeah.
minus. That means the narrow band here and a broad band here.